Well, hello there YouTube, welcome to another video here on the channel. My name is Emily. Today we are in the AP Class 37. We love the 37. It's a 37-7, which is a heavy pull 37. From what I understand, they put lead weights in it to make it pull better, basically. Anyway, what we'll do, we're in the cab, we'll quickly set our cab up and get ready to go places, then we'll talk about what this video is about. Oh yeah. Now we're on level ground, so brake off, thingy brake on, quickly enable our radio. So this is of course the IZA Wagon Pack. First look, this is a Wagon Pack by TSRS, Train Sim Rolling Stock. There we go, let's have a look at it. So we've got these bad boys. So this here is half a van. So as you can see, if we look at it up close, that is basically, they're permanently coupled together. So that they're sort of a married pair, as it were. We're taken. Good afternoon, driver. You'll be joining 37706 just outside of Newark. Northgate. You'll be held at a red signal, awaiting the Southern Express to King's Cross. After we see the road, you may proceed onwards. We're going as far as Lincoln. This is Ripple Lane to Immingham. I presume that would be like Steel, maybe, or something. I'm not really too 100% sure. But we'll soon find out. Well, we won't find out. Manuals. Here comes the proper train southbound. Hang on. I adore these trains so much. I was on one of our Mark IV trains, what they sort of call, so a 225 set, to use your guys' language, the other week, going out to see a friend, and I was like, oh, it's so smooth. Like, the carriage I was in, there was a clapped out bearing in the aircon, and I could feel it because my butt was vibrating. Like, on a 800 series, I just wouldn't have felt that, and you know what? I know people are entitled to like whatever trains they do, but I think we lost something when we went to the 800 series. Where's that? Sorry, I'm just getting it up in front of me. Wagon. Pack. So, I'm allowed the hood on in this version of the game, aren't I? Let's make it work for you guys here, eh? No. And is it Shift T? Yeah, turbo factor. Just a thrashy boy. Obnoxiously thrashy boy. So, this is the IZA, or the Hefera's Wagon Pack, a recreation of the European sliding wall vans coded IZA. They are primarily used in the UK, but also venture across the continent to France and Germany, conveying various cargo. Because this, they have a European code of Hefera's. They are there have been between two main iterations of this design, both coupled with twin sets with 8 axles in total. This pack recreates the earlier IZAs built in the 1980s. The IZA L Hefera's wagon with A and B versions run as a twin set. So what's included? 3 weathered variants, randomized graffiti, which I quite like actually, the designs here. Cargo. There's one which is, yeah, Palais to Dorés, because obviously it goes through the tunnel. And there's one which I've seen which is like a mineral water graffiti on the side, because that's what they do nowadays. Buckeye, because Buckeye couplers. These don't have Buckeyes, do they? No. Um, RGBA. Not sure what that is. Not sure what that is. I can't read that. You're on go up to 25, so we'll put the power in a bit more. So, customized sound set recorded from similar wagons. Preload consists for easy spawning, and 2 scenarios for the DTG West Coast Mainline South London to Birmingham and the Midland Mainline, which we're on today. So there you have it. I've already built a scenario for this, which is one of the more modern ones. Because what the more modern versions, I'm not sure if it's the more modern versions of these wagons, or it's just the same wagons, but they just have a 40 plus year lifespan. What they do nowadays is mineral water runs. So they take mineral water up to, for basically they come into the UK at Don's Moor through the Channel overnight, and then get taken by 66 up to Daventry in on the west coast. So and get unloaded there. But yeah, no. Overall, another great TSRS product. £4.49, absolute sweet spot for me for these. It's an amount that you don't mind paying because it's an hour or two really. A pack like this, you know what I mean? It's a couple of scenarios, but it's not game changing, and that's all you need. That's absolutely all you need. I'm going to take a quick little screenshot. There we go, and shut the throttle. We'll just stay at 26, but the flange. Oh, we're a bit quick here. Oh well. Oh well. So you got Hafir, yeah, you got a couple of different variations of delivery, but it's still pretty cool. I enjoy them. I think honestly it's a great little wagon to have. And yeah, just going to enjoy a little drive with them as far as a Lincoln today. I may do a little bit of a fast forward just to, I'll do a fast forward just to get us around this curve. Because 50 miles an hour is just too slow for it to be interesting. That car's there like, oh my god, how long is this train? But yeah, it's obviously these you can see they're a little bit of a life hack because you've got effectively, you know, 2 actual vans coupled together. Because basically the plan was so there was EU funding available at the time to basically facilitate the move to bogie wagons. So they're saying, yeah, to keep it really like to keep the funding broad. They said, well, any wagon with more than four, basically 2 axles, we'll pay for or we'll give you money towards. So there's no way this is this is its own wagon basically, but because they're permanently coupled and they've just got the basically they're designed to be attached to each other. Yeah, this is one wagon right here. This right here, half a wagon, and I find that hilarious. Anyway, thrashing it. Just checking my throttles, nice and fixed position. I've just realized I'm missing a video for tomorrow. Oh, panic averted though because I noticed. Okay, so we'll then bump that back by like. Okay, that's cool. This is a Saturday video. This isn't a route liner, so it's a Saturday video, even though it's train sim. But it's taken me a little while to get this recorded purely because I forgot it existed. I downloaded it, made this scenario, then forgot about it. So these are coming. These wagons, I feel like they were forgotten about. Now they've come up for train sim, and there's a Revolution are working on a double O gauge version, and it's one of those things. I saw them from Revolution. I was like, I'm not interested. And I'm like, oh, they look quite interesting. Like, the thing is, I don't have a van train, so if I had like a mixed sort of van train, it'd be quite fun. But no, it is what it is. We'll fast forward just to get our speed up. So I've not been on this line for a while since the 800 series first luck, 800 EP first luck. Sorry. Honestly, this route, for me, I struggle to drive this sort of the Nottingham Lincoln segment of the Just Trains Midland because it just feels very samey, and this is an issue I have with this segment on the East Coast as well. Okay, I've been 6 months, been thundering up and down it pretty much every day. This segment, this section of the line, and I've only just started to get route knowledge. Like I can tell you if we're between sort of Doncaster, Retford, Newark, Grantham, Peterborough. Like that's the level I am to. Everywhere else, I can say, oh yeah, we're 5 minutes from here. Like I just don't have that for this section of the line yet, and that's yeah. We're sitting with the throttle wide open. I keep checking it when I've got some brake on somewhere because it feels like I do. I think this is a fairly powerful 37. Throttle is wide open. I'm trying to slam it shut, slam it back open. See if it'll give me a bit more juice. Handbrake is off. Everything's powering. None of my traction motors are cut out. Jesus, man. I'm just going to fall asleep. Like, I'm not actually driving this train at this point. I'm just letting it try and accelerate, you know? But yes, so first impression of the wagons. Honestly, I think they're really cool. They're a good little addition. When I first saw that they were being worked, I was like, but why? There is zero gameplay here. And okay, there's not masses, but they are a fairly cool little wagon, you know? Kind of wagon that, like I say, you won't see these in every single one of my scenarios going forward. Like I think the MOAs, MBAs, that was cool. You know, but like I say, I think they have enough interest to be interesting. Is the way I would describe them. In terms of um, you, in terms of yeah. So important disclaimer here. Obviously, I'm not trying to wrong stock. I have no affiliation to them. However, this is just coming from me as effectively a member of the community and fairly renowned. No, notorious. That's probably a better term. No, it's not. Okay, fuck it. I'm not going to say renowned or notorious. I'm just going someone who makes a lot of gameplay for this game. What I think would be the next sort of coolest thing I would like to see would be the sort of J&A adjacent wagons. So I've got the J&A Cs and they're really great. But I always feel like when I see rakes of them, I see the It's very similar to the MOA, and I can't remember the actual designation for it, but it's sort of the dark red EWS wagons. Not the MXAs, we've already got those, but like those sorts of wagons, sort of the J&A adjacent stuff. Um, Also the J&A, sort of the newer versions of the J&A boxes. You know, it's just completionism on my part, and it's stuff that's probably boring to model. But it just, the scenarios that I sort of end up making, you know, I'm looking, or even, you know, hopper wagons, things like the coal wagons, the EWS sort of liveried HTAs, I think they are. You know, we're using Kuju models for them. And, okay, this gives us something that we've got no model for, but still, it would just be nice to see that kind of thing come. But that's, you know, obviously fully, you know, at the end of the day, if it's a TSRS product, you know it's going to be good. So, you know, and just give scenario creators a couple of weeks, and it'll be then be worth picking up. Anyway, let's keep trucking for a little while longer. But overall, my sort of rating so far, 5 out of 5. I've changed the weather in this scenario to be AP weather, by the way. What are we looking like? 45 for freight, 70 if you're not freight. Oh well. Oh well. Just keep trucking, just keep trucking, trucking, trucking. Got 8 miles to go to Lincoln. What I'm going to do, I'm going to fast forward slightly here, just because at the end of the day, I've run out of commentary. Quite frankly, you know, it's this end of the world scenario wise. If you're a fast train, there's just not that much to talk about, um, or you know, focus on. What we'll do though is we'll come storming up and through. And hopefully you guys are having a good little Saturday. Mine's been, well, my Sunday was the absolutely sweet fuck all today. Sorry for swearing. It's late enough in the video. YouTube won't care. But yeah, no aside from that, just ticking over. Literally, this train will not accelerate beyond 42 miles an hour. That's insane. Like, this can't be good for the engine leaving it this wide open. It's going to coast. See how well this inertia carries. In fact, I managed to get up to 60 in so in the scenario I built, you drive a Class 66 on Southeastern Network from is it Alton Junction or something like that, just sort of but on the line towards Swanley, all the way sort of past St Mary Cray, down the Chatham Main, and basically dump it at Factory Junction. Which way's the sun? It's up there, so I'm not going to turn and face it. Cool. That's fine. I was just trying to figure out which way it was facing. We'll stay at 25 and just put a bit of power on because we're going to lose power on this curve. Hopefully that'll be enough to sustain us. See? So you lose speed on this curve. So the reason you lose speed on curves more than on a straight track is effectively your wheels, instead of being flush with the rail, are at an angle. So they're grinding constantly. And that flanging, which you can't really hear. No, we're not into the curve yet, are we, with this part of the train? You hear that grinding sound? If I turn the game down again. You hear that, like, yeah, you occasionally get a little grinding sound there. There you go. Hardcore grinding. That grinding is what's causing us to lose speed. Remember, the idea... brain being melt. The whole thing of trains is trains are efficient because they have very little energy wastage. If you're generating heat or sound, then you're wasting energy effectively. The fact that you can hear the sound the engine makes, that's energy that's wasted. It's fun energy that's wasted, but it's energy that's wasted regardless, And it shows how long our train is, though, this. Hang on, let's see if I can grab a screenshot of this van train. Gotta be a van train, baby. Gotta be a diesel locomotive. Sorry. That's freight train, not van train. But hey, it's close enough. Single amber red ahead. We're stopping on the Lincoln up through line, which is probably just a passing stop, but we are going to block all the level crossings in Lincoln Town Centre. I do want to grab my customary screenshot that I always grab in this area. Also, as far as I'm aware, this is the only pride flag in Train Simulator. That's like in a map. There's grab it. So we've got like the cathedral in and all that kind of stuff. So I remember going through here. I've been through here on the. So one of the diverts for the East Coast is what's called the Joint Line. So you turn off at Peterborough, come up through here, and then rejoin at rejoin the East Coast at Doncaster. And they've not done it for a year or two. I've not done it for a year or two at least, but yeah. Lincoln High Street. Greg's! Sorry, first time I noticed that. Pizza, burgers, pizza, kebabs, curries and trains. The Taj Mahal. That'd be one of the assets they made for the Met Line. Like, I wonder what that depot plaque is. I can't remember. Let's find out whilst we slow down to the stop here. Is there anyone here to relieve us? No, it's just a passing break. Probably waiting to put that 156 out in front of us. VR depot. Right. That is Immingham, so it's an Immingham-based loco. So the Immingham's probably taken the empties out of London now, it's on its way back up. Nowadays, you don't really get locos assigned to depots, unless it's like specific traction. So, for example, the Class 60s at GB. That's probably like GB Rail Freight. It's probably the one company I can think of easiest offhand. Yeah, we are blocking both level crossings. How wonderful. Marvellous. Fabulous. Bet we're popular. Right, I'm just going to stop it here. Bring it to a stand. And the scenario will end. But, yes, anyway, so, but like, for example, say, Class 60s are based at Tyne Dock for GBRF because that's where a lot of their work comes from. You wouldn't see a Class 60 in a GB's depot in, say, Tunbridge, because there's no work that justifies a Class 60 down there, basically. But overall, IZAs, yes, I rate them. Great work. The train has been held here for a short while. It will receive the road soon and proceed towards Barnet and on to Immingham. Scenario complete. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.